Welcome to Good afternoon, children. Welcome to the class. In today's class, we are going to discuss the 11th chapter of your social subject. The name of the lesson it is First Empires. Why we call this is a First Empires? There is some reasons. Firstly, the reason behind of calling the First Empires it is the kingdom's rulers and their administration system. Secondly, the vastness of the kingdom. So, let me know which kingdoms are called empires. This is the first empire, Mauryan Empire. Large kingdoms are called empires and their kings are called emperors. We can even say that Chandragupta Maurya was among the earliest emperors of Indian subcontinent in the beginning of the Magadh and nearby the areas. It had the Hindu Kush mountain in the north, west, the great Indian desert, Gujarat and the Indus Ganges valley, the plateau of Malwa, the vast forest of central India, the Krishna Tungabhadra valley and also the Godavari valley. Can you imagine the vastness of the empire? The Mauryan emperors were able to get resources and taxes from all these different kinds of places and people. How did the emperor rule such a vast empire? Suppose some villages on the Krishna river refused to pay taxes, how would the emperor sitting in Patna get to know of it? How would he give orders to his army to punish them? How would the army go all the way to Krishna Valley and find out those villagers and punish them? How long would all this take? The Mauryans ruled different parts of the empire differently. There were also spies who collect information on what was going on and how the officers are working and report to the emperor. The emperor issued orders which were carried by the messenger to officials. Next point is the administration system. Children, let me know the administration system of the Mauryan empires. See, the Mauryan empires are very famous in Indian history due to their works, due to their administration work and the plans and policies which is they implement during their period. So, to know about their administration system, let me know some of the points which is I mentioned on the board. There were other areas of provinces which were ruled for the provisional capitals like Takshashila, Ujjain or Suvarnagiri. So these were the capitals of Mauryan emperors. These were ruled by the royal princes who were sent as the governors. Between these provinces, there were vast areas which were forested or did not have any villages or cities. The Mauryans probably made special arrangements to control them. Through these routes, the Mauryans reached areas like Suvarnagiri, where gold mines were situated, or Takshashila, from where they could get goods from other countries. Ashoka, a unique ruler. The most famous Mauryan ruler was Ashoka. He was the first ruler who tried to take his messages to the people through inscription. Most of Ashoka's inscriptions were in Prakriti and were written in the Brahmi script. Ashoka's war in Kalinga. Children, the Kalinga war is a very important warfare in Ashoka's life. After the Kalinga war, the Ashoka's lifestyle and his character completely changed. Why? What are the reasons? Let me know. Kalinga is the ancient name of the coastal Odisha at present days. Ashoka fought a war to conquer Kalinga. However, he was so horrified when he saw violence and bloodshed that he decided not to fight any more wars. He is the only king in the history of world who gave up conquest after winning the war. Ashoka's Dhama. Children, we are talking about Dhama. Dhama means the word came from Sanskrit word Dharma. Here Dharma, which is commonly known as religion. Nowadays, we are talking about the different religion. You know that around us, different peoples are living. They are following the different religions, different rituals, and the worshipping style are different. So, same way, the Ashoka's Dharma also different compared to other Dharma or other Dharmas. Let me know how the Ashoka's Dharma is different with the other Dharmas or other Dharmas. In brief, Ashoka's Dharma did not involve worship of God or performance of sacrifices. He felt that just as a father tries to teach his children, he had a duty to instruct his subjects. He was also inspired by the teachings of Buddha. There were a number of problems that troubled him. People in the empire followed different religions, and this sometimes led to conflict. So he appointed officials known as Dhamma Mahamatra who went from place to place teaching people about Dhamma. Besides, Ashoka got his messages inscribed on rocks and pillars, instructing his officials to read them to those who were illiterate. He built roads, dug wells, and built rest houses. Besides, he arranged for medical treatment for both human beings and animals. Thanks for watching. Children, this is the video of first part of 11th chapter, the first empires. Very soon you will get the second part of the 11th chapter, so in which we will discuss more about the empires and emperors. So stay tuned. Please like, share and do subscribe my channel to get notification of the new videos. Thank you.